Welcome back to new Rockstars, and with Secret Wars coming very soon on the MCU horizon, that means the Multiverse Madness has really only just begun. And Secret Wars, of course, is going to be a huge event that is likely going to bring together all the live-action Marvel heroes of the multiverse since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies together for the ultimate multiverse war against a God Emperor Doom. But what if I told you that the MCU multiverse wasn't going to just include Marvel characters for this event? What if I told you a secret that Marvel Studios has secretly laid down the seeds for Superman and his amazing friends over at DC to potentially come and enjoy all of this madness over in Secret Wars? This is Rogue Theory, the show where we pitch the wildest theories for the nerdy titles that we love. My name is MT, and going rogue with me today is the wickedly awesome Scarlet Wit of the West. It's Whitney Van Lanningham. What's going on, Whitney?
Ah, man. I like it. I like it when I get compared to Scarlet Witch. It's the best. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
So good.
I got you. And of course, the future queen of Themyscira herself. It's the one and only Angelica Trae. What's going on, Angelica?
Ooh, wow. Okay, MT on point with the intros today. Hello.
Hey, I knew it was going to be on the show. I had to make sure that I gave you guys the proper respect. All right. I'm not new. Okay.
Thank you.
This ain't his first rodeo, Buckaroo. He's been here before. He knows.
I know who you are. But yes. All right, guys, we got to get into our first topic because I definitely got to explain why I said all those words in such a ludicrous order right at the top of the show. Because our first theory of today is, I believe that Superman and the Justice League exist in the MCU and could technically appear in Secret Wars. And here's why I believe this. Because as we learned from Multiverse of Madness, that dreams, every time we dream, it's a look into our multiversal selves. And we also know from Eternals, a little boy who is the son of two amazing fathers said that Icarus looked like Superman himself, a DC character. So if this little boy were to say, I don't know, have a dream about Superman even one time, that would mean that Superman exists in the MCU technically. And if Superman exists in the MCU, then the other DC characters must by extension as well, which means that if Marvel Studios could potentially make a deal with Warner Brothers, we could potentially see a Superman in the MCU in Secret Wars. What do you guys think? Rogus or bogus? Well, we'll get to that in the end, but what do you guys think of this theory in general?
Oh man, okay.
I'm just like, go. You go first.
You go ahead. You start off.
No, go.
Okay. All right. Hey, it's my first time on this new format, so I was like, you know what? You take the reins. So yeah, that is just off the rails. I kind of like that,
yes,
honestly.
It's crazy.
Well, here's the thing: is now my brain is just running wild with just further down the line plot stuff. Like I'm kind of on board with this, but I would like to see maybe the Avengers fight Superman. So if we could get evil Superman in here or some sort of, I don't know, confusion, like something happens where Superman does end up in that like MCU universe and he doesn't know what's going on and the Avengers don't know what's going on and maybe there's confusion or something, but I just kind of want to see them all fight a little bit. Like I just want to see that happen.
That would actually be so funny if they just didn't know what was going on and they were like, wait, who is this guy? We have no idea who this person is. And he's like, I'm Superman. I'm literally Superman. And they're like, what? No, go away.
What?
Super
we can easily beat you in a fight, guy. Get away.
Your thing is kryptonite? Done. Easy. So done.
Yeah.
They would just be like, hey, Captain Marvel, can you just go to Krypton real quick, bring a rock back? And then they just hold it up to him, and then he's dead. And it's like, all right, that was over in about 2 minutes.
Well, that's the funny part, too, is Superman could just easily slip into that universe and no one would be surprised. They'd be like, oh, an alien. Okay. You know, I'd be like, all right.
It's like another one. Whatever.
Yeah, I'd just be like, well, there's another one. Yeah. Put them with the
cool
other
suit,
ones.
Dude.
We've got Rocket Raccoon. We've got Superman.
Yep.
But yes, I do love this idea of like an evil Superman potentially coming into play and maybe even working with Dr. Doom in Secret Wars. Like I know that, I know this is ludicrous and I know that Marvel Studios and DC have their own separate companies and they're doing their own thing. However, I just feel like now that companies like Sony and Marvel are talking and working together, I feel like it's quite easy for Warner Brothers to want to, like, to put in a little evil Superman in there, a little evil Superman action in Secret Wars to spice things up, make things even more crazier in this huge multiversal thing. So yeah, I would love to see an evil Superman working with Dr. Doom, because that would be like, how do we stop this?
MT, now that you've said it, you've spoken it into existence. It is ludicrous, and that's why I think that Ludacris is going to be playing evil Superman.
His character from Fast and Furious
is going to be playing evil Superman. You heard it here first, Rogue Theory, folks.
Yes. Like, I've seen the Get Back music video. I've seen him with the huge fists. I know his strength.
Get back, motherfucker. You don't know Soups like that. You don't know him like that.
Exactly. My God.
You know, at some point he has to make direct eye contact with the camera and then say the word ludicrous, though, right? Like, that would have to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be like, Superman in the MCU, that would be ludicrous. Like, it would just get really meta for a second.
I would love
and then in the background you hear like the
ludicrous
sounds of like from his tracks, like Luda, you know, like
Luda. Every time he talks.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. We just got to cast the entire Justice League as famous rappers and R&B artists.
I would honestly love that so much. I really would. There's a lot of good actors/rappers out there, man. Let's utilize them. Let's put them in the MC/DCU. Let's go.
It's true. Snoop Dogg could be Batman.
Oh,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
I would love Snoop Dogg as Batman.
Ludacris as Superman. Let's go.
Dude, I feel like Joker would be a lot more chill if Batman smoked him up.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely.
What other like?
What were you saying, Angelica?
What other rappers? Because I'm thinking of that really old Eminem music video too, where I think it was Without Me, right? That was like the comic book one,
where he's like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
That one was so cool when I was a wee lass. But I'm trying to think of other rappers that.
Amazing.
It blew my mind. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other rappers that have potentially been, like characters or any sort of comic related character. Obviously, MF Doom, RIP.
Rest in peace.
I'm still dealing with that. Oh, okay.
Ice-T was
Ice-T was in Tank Girl. So
okay.
We have Ice-T. Ice-T
true.
Absolutely be cast in a superhero role. Obviously. So Ice-T is my favorite actor/metalhead/rapper of all time. I'm obsessed with Ice-T. I have a portrait of him hanging in my living room in a gold frame. This is not a joke. I'm obsessed with him. Ice-T is my top casting for any MCU property. I want him in any movie. I don't care who he is. I need him in there. It's been too long since Tank Girl. He's in SVU. That's great. That's fine. But I need more. I need more metal. I need more super stuff from Ice-T.
All right, you hear
so
that?
What you're saying is you want Ice-T to be the next Tony Stark. Interesting. I would love.
Actually, you know what would be really cool?
Honestly, bold statement from you, Whitney.
If I could invent a hero for Ice-T, so his metal band's name is Body Count, wouldn't that be a sick villain name? Body Count. Like, if that was like the guy you were fighting, if it was like Spider-Man versus Body Count, that would be sick.
Seriously, like if you never heard the name Spider-Man or Body Count, who do you put your money on? It's gonna be Body Count.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Okay, I'm really sorry that I went off on this really weird tangent about actors and rappers and superheroes. Sorry, this is so off topic.
Hey, what is this called? Rogue Theory, all right?
Rogue Theory. Just let me cast them all.
Exactly. But no, okay, back to this whole idea of DC crossing over with Marvel. Do you think that this could possibly happen? Like, do you think that Marvel Studios and Warner Brothers could potentially come to a deal for like a one-time event where we could see the Avengers versus the Justice League?
Oh man, I mean,
unfortunately,
Whitney, you start
even
this
though
one
I
off.
want this to be real, I think that this is bogus because I don't think that Disney is ever gonna with Warner Brothers like that. I just don't think that they are. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm thinking
that's
same
totally
thing.
fair.
Yeah, from a company perspective, I go, I don't know. There's a lot of talks that would have to happen for that. But from a viewer perspective, I think that would be really cool, and I would like that. And
it would be very cool.
Yeah, there's definitely characters from each side or each universe that I definitely think could break those barriers, just between Doctor Strange and, Scarlet Witch on one end, and then we've got the Flash on the other end, who could just legitimately make anything possible, through speed. What is it? Speed Force, right? Like anything, you can make anything possible with the science of the Flash and just be like, it's the Speed Force.
It's the Speed Force. It just, just accept it.
We're time traveling. Can we break the
retconning?
Yeah, can we break the multiverse? Can we bust into some other universes like that?
Exactly. Like there's so many in the past, Marvel and DC used to cross over all the time.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s and stuff. And there was a really cool event, super underrated. It's the Amalgam series. I'm sure everyone that's read comics has probably come across the Amalgam series at least once, where DC and Marvel shoved their characters together to make hybrid characters. So I believe there was they mixed Spider-Boy and Superboy to make a character, and Batman and Wolverine to make a character, and that was super fun. So
my God.
I miss those days.
I'm imagining
when
that
Marvel and DC worked together like that. It was so awesome. I highly recommend everyone read the Amalgam comics. They're not the best quality writing, but it's fun just to see all the characters meshed together.
Were there any
Joker
awesome
and Red
lines?
Skull interact, and it's quite hilarious.
Really?
Oh yes. I think the Joker tells Red Skull that he's basically disgusted with Red Skull for being a Nazi sympathizer. He's like, yo, I'm crazy, but I'm not a Nazi.
I got problems, but at least I'm not a Nazi.
He's like, I like this. He's like, I love my country. What the is wrong with you? So I thought that was funny. It's Joker has standards.
Joker has standards.
More standards than
Listen.
Red Skull.
Okay, Joker does have a line, all
we
right?
can learn morally from these comics, it's that Joker has standards.
Joker has standards.
I definitely take all of my
won't cross.
Exactly. I definitely take all of my morals from Joker. That's definitely my moral standards. So I'm glad,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Joker's drawing lines.
I'm glad that we're on the same page about that, Joker and I,
Oh yes. I mainly take all my cues from the Joker movie. Especially all my jokes.
The Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I too dance down staircases.
Yes.
Daily. That's actually the only way that I go down staircases. They have to hide staircases from me. They're like, oh, where's the elevator? Put her in quick before she sees.
Exactly. I dress up like a clown every day. This is actually my clown attire.
I feel like
kidding.
a clown every day.
I am Pagliacci.
Oh my God. Okay, so I guess it's time for final judgment. What do you guys think of this theory overall? Do you think that we could see Superman and just all the Justice League in Secret Wars, potentially?
Well, this is my first bogus rating, but not because it's a bogus theory. I think it'd be cool as hell. I think that's give the people what they want. We are the people who want this crossover. We want it so bad.
Yes.
But I don't have
freaking
faith in movie studios to give me what I want. I think that it was a goddamn miracle that we got the Sony spiders in on No Way Home.
True.
That was a miracle of epic proportions.
An anomaly.
And I just don't know if it can happen again anytime soon. Maybe in the future. Maybe. I want it to. I sure do. I sure want it to. Ideal world, it happens tomorrow. And we get on casting and Ludacris and Ice-T are involved. But I don't have any faith in the studios, man. I don't think they love me enough to do that. The studios are like my dad. They don't love me enough to give me what I need as a person to grow. So.
The studios are like my dad. Oh my God. It's quite, I'm sure they get that all the time, honestly.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
Dads are quite terrible. They can be. Just kidding. I love fathers. Angelica, what do you think? Do you think that this could happen.
Well, honestly, when it comes to the types of conversations that have to happen between companies, I will have to say, bogus more along the lines with Whitney. But that being said, I would like to see that as well. I think that would be really fun. But I don't know. I feel like it's more likely that Marvel and then like DC, like they'll have their own versions of maybe similar characters that they could bring in to their like movies or films or shows that are maybe similar, to whoever from the other universe. And they would emulate that, but I think there's just too many conversations that would have to happen between these companies. So I could see more likely them just bringing in someone that's like Superman into the MCU
the
to
Squadron
fight.
Supreme.
Exactly.
Like that's literally the Squadron Supreme in Marvel Comics. So like they're a Justice League type or parody essentially, where you have a Hyperion and I forget the rest, but like it's the whole squad of 100% Justice League knockoffs that I would love to see in the MCU as a little, it's like a consolation prize, since we will likely not get a Superman in the MCU.
Little taste.
Right? Just give me a little.
Give Whitney a little taste and MT a little taste. Come on now.
Yes, all of us a taste. We all deserve a taste of that
We get
Justice League versus Avengers
here,
action.
DC. Give it.
Exactly.
What would you think, MT? Because you mentioned this earlier too. What do you think would be the motivation of Dr. Doom, right, working with Superman? I think you mentioned that earlier.
Right. I think that it would be probably in the best interest for Superman to work with Dr. Doom if Superman's universe was destroyed. Because if we know in the Secret Wars scenario that like all the universes get destroyed and Dr. Doom essentially creates one big universe where all the universes sort of like live together. So like if the DC universe were involved and Superman were just like, all right, like there's order here. And like this man is like he saved us all and kept us all together. So he's God. So I'm going to serve God because he's keeping order and he saved everything. So I think it'd be really fun for Superman to see that little because like he doesn't really know Dr. Doom, but like the Marvel characters know Dr. Doom. It's like, he's not a good guy. Don't talk to him, Superman. He's like, no, he's fine. He's just a god of everything. I don't know what the problem is. And then they punch for a little bit, and then they become friends, and then they stop Dr. Doom, and then they never meet again.
Okay, that's how I make friends, honestly. So.
Me too. Talk once, never meet again.
We punch a little bit, and then
we punch a little bit,
and then
punch, slap, scratch, and then
I like to box everyone I meet to see if they're a worthy potential friend. So.
Oh yeah, it's true. Angelica and I boxed the first time we hung out ever.
Exactly.
It was great. It was a great time. MT was just waiting for you to come out to California so we can get you in the ring next.
To box. Exactly. They keep sending me threatening messages about boxing, but it's all out of love.
Yeah.
And thank you.
It is.
Yes, I cannot wait to be boxed because I will not be boxing two beautiful women as yourselves. I will be boxed at.
Be boxed at.
But yes,
that's how I box you guys, like this.
It's just like this. Me too, really. It's just like,
I'm over here like,
can't do it. So charged up.
Full, just crazy eyes.
Just ready to go.
Dude, you guys know what I want to see now, though? I want to see a billionaire fight between Lex Luthor and Tony Stark, where they're just like, no, I'm richer. No, I'm richer. No, I'm smarter. No, I'm smarter.
I would love it, it's like two rich boys be like, no. Just
it would be like watching Jeff Bezos fight Elon Musk. It would be great.
Basically.
Oh my God. Yes. This has to happen.
A much better version of that.
A much better version. Like a way cooler, more high-tech version of Bezos fighting Musk.
So I guess that makes 2 bogus votes. My first double bogus voting, which I will take with happiness because this is a very rogue theory. It's too rogue. The idea of Marvel and Warner working together it just really, it's highly unlikely. But I think
it's
the
a little
seeds
too
could
rogue,
be there,
but it's just enough bogue.
It's just enough bogue.
We like
to be
the
bogue,
rogue
but
of the story and the theory, right? We just don't have faith in these companies getting along.
The companies are the bogus, not the theory. The theory is roguish. The companies are bogus.
I'm on the same exact page as you guys for sure. But I don't really trust these companies to get it together. Up next, we're going to talk about a crazy Miss Marvel theory. But first, we want to thank Raycons for sponsoring this video because lately I've been listening to a lot of true crime podcasts. It's been great aside from all, the murder and stuff. Murder is not ideal. It makes it hard to sleep at night. But one reason it's been great to listen to is because I have my Raycon wireless earbuds to do it. Raycon's everyday buds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable and they will not budge. Trust me, I have the biggest ear holes in the world and they just didn't fall out. I don't know what's going on, what type of black magic they use, probably from the Darkhold. I will not question it. Raycons offer 3 sound profiles to match what you're listening to, plus noise isolation and awareness mode, so you can choose to be immersed in sound or be able to hear your surroundings when you need to. I like to use my Raycons to listen to podcasts while I'm doing dumb, boring chores around the house. They're great because they never fall out no matter how much I move around. And trust me, some of my chores involve fighting crime, and I get jostled around from time to time. Raycons do not fall out, and I wear the Raycons so I don't hear the sound of my enemies screaming. Raycons give you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Then when you need to charge, it's super easy. You can even do it wirelessly because we're in the future. With Raycons, you get the same quality audio as other premium audio brands, but at half the price because that just makes sense. They're built to last, so you don't have to worry about using them too much. And it's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. Check out Raycon's wireless earbuds. My guess is that you're going to want to leave them a 5-star review too. Go to buyraycon.com/roguetheory today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/roguetheory to score 15% off. buyraycon.com/roguetheory. And also, I want to thank MeUndies. Are people still trying to make plans with you this summer as if you aren't already booked and busy already? You're just gonna have to tell them to try again in the fall. You've got pool days, pride parades, bachelor parties, and beach vacations waiting for you. It's a lot, but thankfully, MeUndies wants to make the summer more comfortable and one that you'll never forget. Because when you're living your best life, the last thing you want to worry about is butt sweat. Trust me, it really gets in the way. Butt sweat ruined my life. I had to start over from scratch. I love my MeUndies. Not only are they comfortable, but they give me the confidence to craft theories to blow your mind. When you're comfy and feeling good, you're more present to enjoy all of your summer plans. It's like science or something. MeUndies has the lightest and most breathable fabrics to keep you cool and comfortable wherever you go. From undies, bralettes, and socks, and loungewear and swimwear, you can find something for all of your plans. MeUndies also releases new prints all the time, like their limited edition Pride collection. You can match with your partner, friends, or even your dog. Find your ultimate summer comfort in sizes extra small to even 4XL. And MeUndies has a great offer for all my listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off. For a limited time, if you sign up for their free-to-join MeUndies membership, you'll get 25% off your first membership item. To get 50% off your first order, 25% off your first membership item, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed, go to MeUndies.com/rockstars. That's MeUndies.com/rockstars. All right, now it is time for a second topic, because I have a second theory to hopefully maybe try to redeem myself here. And it's going to be talking about Miss Marvel, in particular, all this weird cosmic energy that we've been seeing in these latest episodes, which leads us to our second topic of today. I think that the Kree could have been experimenting with these very cosmic energies to possibly create the Terrigen Mists that we know from Marvel Comics. Because we've seen in the latest episode that when these people, these clandestines, touch this cosmic energy, they turn into rocks right before their skeleton falls into the ground. And we know from an early episode of Miss Marvel that the bangle was originally found on a blue hand that we presumed to be a Kree hand. And so, since we know that from the comics that the Kree were involved with the creation of the Terrigen Mist that create Inhumans, what if we are looking at a scenario where the Kree were trying to harness the power of this radiation to create the Inhuman society long ago in the past? What do you guys think about this?
Hell yeah. I did a little mini baby version of that theory in I think my last Ms. Marvel video, because I very hard.
Okay, this is a joint theory.
I think that's super possible because I think that I my theory is that you know how like long before like anything that we know was created, that meteorite, the vibranium meteorite, landed in Wakanda, and that was kind of like the beginning. I'm wondering also if the Kree messing around with this cosmic energy could have been something that was happening around that same time period. Maybe like few thousand years after, something like that. But still like a long ago thing that predates what we know as like humanity, you know? And so, yeah, I definitely think that the Kree could be using that energy, harnessing that energy, using it in their technology, either to create their technology or to give their technology that little extra juice that it needs to pow the bad guys. Yeah, I fully agree. I'm on board with this.
Yeah, and especially knowing that the Kree themselves can't we're having trouble with evolving their bodies in the comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just makes sense for them to want to mess around with these energies that are clearly affecting human bodies like Kamala Khan and Chimeron. So yeah, it just makes sense that they would want to upgrade themselves. But what do you think, Angelica?
So I've been pondering a lot of stuff around this latest episode of Ms. Marvel, and that is one of the theories that has cropped up. You know, there's obviously some really straightforward ones of like, okay, well, there was a goddess who I think had blue skin, and that could explain that. But I definitely think that the Kree have some involvement with this, and I thought that the clandestines, that death did look a little too familiar to ignore. So
right.
Yeah. So honestly, this one is pretty sound for how rogue it seems. I like it. I dig it.
All right.
I don't think
Thank you.
I mean, it's rogue in the sense that it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But like, it's not rogue in the sense that like, oh, it's guns to happen. Oh, I'm here for it. It's guns to be true.
I think rogue we just assume is good here.
I think we both called it. I think it's. I don't know. I don't know if I called it. I don't think it's.
You just said it. You just called it. It just happened. I just watched that happen.
It's true. I don't know. It just feels weird. But yeah, thank you. I called it if it does happen. But if it doesn't happen, it's fine. But yeah, I think it is very likely, considering that the Kree are just so hungry for power. And as we move forward with the Kree-Skrull War and learning more about that whole conflict, I feel like we're going to learn how the Kree are trying to empower themselves, but also see the Skrulls maybe use that information that they learned to create the Super Skrull. Because we know that the Super Skrull is a huge part of the Skrull mythos, and like he's definitely coming with the Fantastic Four coming very soon. So like I can definitely see that this enhancing and this obsession with enhancing biology becoming a focal point as we move forward with this cosmic with this sort of Kree Skrull cosmic side of the MCU.
Oh yeah.
If any of that made sense.
No, for sure. And I was going to say, I forgot to say another thing that I mentioned in my video too, was that all of these, like the weapons that they could have been making could have been weapons that they were making for the Kree-Skrull War. And now we are finding these artifacts that were left behind, maybe in battle, maybe not. We'll find out. We're going to find out.
Yeah. Honestly, it feels like watching through Ms. Marvel, while we don't really have any other heroes directly in the show, it definitely feels like it's setting up for a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of little Easter eggs and hints in there for what's to come. So yeah, I honestly I feel like this theory is kind of more spot on than we know for now. Yeah, than we realize.
Yeah, and I think that there's also like a lot of things exactly like you said, where it's like there's probably reasons why this is gonna be true that we don't even know yet. But I do think it's gonna be true. Like
Feige has a plan.
Even if we don't know the whole picture yet, I'm really into this theory. I think it's a good one.
Oh. Thanks. All right. Wait, okay. So before we go into our final voting of the theory, I do have a mini theory that I want to throw out because it just popped into my brain. Since we do, you guys have probably seen the new Namor pictures that came out. I
haven't. Let me look it up real quick.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, we got our first look at Namor the other day through Marvel Studios Pictures. And he looks very cool. But another picture that we saw in amongst those rounds of pictures is a picture of a blue Atlantean called Atuma or Adama. I don't know how to pronounce that name. And so since we know that blue people exist on MCU Earth now, is it possible that this bangle could have been on an Atlantean arm versus a Kree arm? Like, how do you think? Because like in the Marvel comics, we know that Atlantis sunk because they were part like or in the vicinity of the Celestials and the Celestial experimentations. So like, do you think that like maybe the Celestial link that Atlantis could have with the Celestials could have, I don't know, make them have this bangle, or I don't know, like maybe the bangle came from the Celestials? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, what do you think the likelihood of this blue hand being Atlantean could be?
That could be interesting. I guess that I still think that it is more likely to be Kree because of the location where the bangle was found.
Right.
Because I mean, I'm not just saying like he could only be found in water. Like there's no way he could have traveled at all. Like, no, like I'm not saying like if the bangle belonged to an Atlantean that it couldn't end up on land. But I think it's less likely that a bangle found in Pakistan was from the ocean. Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe. Who's to say? But I think it's more likely to be Kree for that reason. That's just my opinion.
I think that what I would probably turn to at this point is then looking at the bangle and looking at the technology and then maybe comparing it to celestial technology versus Kree technology and doing a little bit more investigative work on that end. But I feel like that's the more rogue side of this theory. So I definitely think it is a little bit more of I'm leaning more Kree here, but I do like that. And, we're all about, flying off the rails here and seeing what's possible and finding what's possible, because honestly, with MCU, you don't know what's going to happen further down the line. So who knows?
It's true.
Mm-hmm. You never know. Who knows, and they could pull like the randomest, tiniest comic book line from the most obscure thing that no one has ever read, and like
clandestines.
Yes, like the clandestine. Yes, exactly. Like, oh my God, perfect example. Exactly like the clandestine that popped up, and I was like, I don't even think if you said that you've read those comics before, you're lying. I read them for work. I did not read them before I had to for this show.
No, like I heard the name, but I was like, I don't know what that is. So
I'm going to ignore it.
And My brain was like, I don't know what that is.
They're kind of cheesy, and there's like a reason why they're not that popular.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, for sure, like Marvel Studios is definitely pulling into like their vat of obscure names and references. So like we're gonna see a lot more of that popping up, but very soon. Yeah. So just because I just feel like because like people are so into Marvel these days that like people are just consuming so much Marvel that like Marvel's like, we can't surprise you guys anymore. You guys know everything. So we're gonna just pick a bunch of random shit that we don't use anymore and just throw it at you guys to surprise you guys.
But I like hilarious. That. I want to be surprised. I don't want to be able to figure everything out.
Shit.
And that's the thing is that like a thing that here's a little inside info for all you watching at home. I fucking love being wrong about my theories.
Yes.
I love when I say this is gonna happen and then it doesn't. I'm not embarrassed. Exactly. I'm not like, I shouldn't have said or thought that. No. Theories are so fun.
Yes.
Even if they're wrong. I think I don't know. Anything is possible. And if you have a theory, it's right. Do it. Get it.
Exactly. Like I feel like it's the best part of getting these Disney Plus shows, because like once we see like Marvel movies in theaters, it's one experience and we saw the whole experience. But like since the experience is being dragged out over weeks, we get to like theorize and have fun and like we're living in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that's why I feel like when people on Twitter talk about like the Moon Knight era or the WandaVision era, because like they really did feel like eras of conversation where we're just living in each episode and like and having fun together and like talking about Marvel
too. I mean, dude, Peacemaker, that was the funnest era so far because MT and I would wake up every morning at like 7 a.m. for me, 10 a.m. for him, and I would text him and I'd be like, let's get peaceful. And then we would do the little dance in our own living rooms and we would text each other. And like, that was so fun. I love the community of being able to like text you guys as these shows are happening, do the theories week by week instead of waiting for the next movie to come out, seeing it in theaters, and then you get to talk about it for like a couple weeks, but there's not something immediately after that to talk about. And I love the community of these week by week shows where every single week we get to talk about something totally different together. And it's just fun. It's just fun.
It's the best.
I'm happy that we get to
I just like talking nerd with you guys.
I know. I like to talk nerdy with you guys. It's great. It's my favorite part of the week.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Okay. Back to the second topic. Final votes. Is it Rogus, Bogus, or I guess Jess is Ogus? Oh, Jess made an Ogus.
Oh, yeah. Jess made Ogus. I forgot about Ogus.
Wait, what was Ogus?
Made Ogus.
Ogus
is
like
the middle thumb.
Okay.
So it's like Rogus, Bogus, or Ogus.
Bogus.
Okay.
Yeah, so in regards to this idea of the Kree using the actual energies from this fault to create the Terrigen Mist, do you guys think that's too rogue or just rogue enough?
I'm going to vote 2 thumbs Rogus, baby.
Woo-hoo!
And then I'm going to give an Ogus to Namor theory. But
okay,
Rogus
I'll take the Ogus on the Namor.
And then an Ogus on the Namor. But yeah.
Woo, woo, woo.
So
two Roguses and Ogus.
Yeah, so it did look really, really similar to what we've seen of the Terrigen Mist. So I'm going to do 1 thumbs up, 1 Rogus.
All right.
But there was still, like, there wasn't any mist, right, in Miss Marvel. Like, we didn't see the actual mist.
Right.
So it's just the 1 Rogus.
One Rogus.
Actually, you
guys, I will take 1 Rogus.
Fun Easter egg. It isn't Ms. Marvel. It's Mist Marvel. So that's where the mist is. Can't believe you guys didn't realize.
I totally missed it. Knee slapper.
Oh, no.
That's why women won't talk to me.
That was a really dumb joke.
I'm leaving.
Angelica's gonna leave us
right now.
She's gonna leave us.
I just get up, I throw my chair, I leave.
Just enraged. Like this. All right, gang. Now it is time for our rogue question. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I need you guys to name me 1 non-comic book fictional character that you guys feel would be worthy of lifting Mjolnir. Who would that be?
All right, MT. I know that you haven't seen Stranger Things 4 yet, but I have 2
Not yet.
names for you. Eddie Munson. Eddie Munson would be so worthy of lifting Mjolnir. Not only is he a huge metal fan and definitely has all of the Norse black metal gods, not anti-fascist ones, of course, flowing through his veins. Obviously, there's that. 2, he sacrificed his life for a town that didn't even love him. And so if that's not worthiness, like what is? Like, in my opinion, that's like when you are like the bad guy to people, but you are actually the savior of all of them and they will never know. That is worthiness, my man. That is worthiness, my friends. That is worthiness, my dudes. And I think that Eddie Munson should be able to wield Thor's hammer.
It's true, because like we learned from Avengers Age of Ultron that Vision was on the side of life. And like that's why he was worthy. He was a selfless like being. So like I feel like selfless beings like that should be worthy of lifting Mjolnir. So I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Cool. What about you, Angelica?
Shrek.
Yes.
One word, Shrek.
1 word, Shrek.
I don't know why. It's look, the name Shrek is just in my bones and in my soul. This is embedded in just my little millennial heart here. So here's the thing. I think that Shrek comes a long way throughout the films. And at first he's a little bit selfish, but he learns to open up his heart. And I think that journey makes him worthy. He becomes selfless. He starts to take care of those around him and disregard, appearances or vanity or lack thereof and all of that. So I'm going to go with Shrek here. I'm going to do the meme answer.
My God.
Yes.
I would love to see Shrek as the god of Asgard, the king of Asgard.
Oh, yeah.
The swamp. The ass swamp. The ass swamp.
Yes.
Ass swamp.
Originates from
Ass swamp.
Honestly, I think that Shrek did for Smash Mouth what Eddie Munson did for Metallica. So
yeah.
in reality, how are they different? They're not.
True.
Eddie
They
Munson
are the
and
same.
Shrek, both worthy guys, both big contributors to what we think is cool in music now. And I support both answers personally.
Honestly, I do too. I don't know who to choose. These are all two amazing answers. So I'm going to give you guys both the credit for being both winners. I know this is the cop-out answer, but I love these theories too much. I think that Shrek can be hilarious as the god of Asgard, and I think Eddie deserves it. I think that Eddie Munson.
Eddie Munson. He is
Eddie
the
Munson.
best of us, and he deserves it.
Yes,
Poor
Eddie
Eddie.
Munson. Rest in peace,
May
you
he rest in
king
peace.
of all kings. But that is it for this episode of Rogue Theory. Big thank you to Whitney Van Lanningham and Angelica Trae for joining me on this episode. Support all their stuff. You can follow them on Twitter too. They're amazing people. Support them. Whitney Vision and Angelica Streams. They're two amazing women. And support our channel by checking out all of our awesome merch over at newrockstarsmerch.com. And if you got some rogue theories of your own, you can share them over on our Discord. If you're over 18, you can search New Rockstars on Discord and just join this conversation there. You can follow me at MasterTainment on Twitter. If you want to see me tweet some really weird shit and weird theories, you can follow New Rockstars on all social platforms. And yeah, we love you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.